As always, we are here going to draw today Mio and Fubuki from Hololive. And as always, we are going to draw a little bit. My goal for today is to, believe it or not, finish the line art. Place the flats. This is the goal for today. And I do believe that this is working. Yeah. So. As always, I've already got the chats out, and I'm going to send the links. So drawing Mio and Fubuki from Hololive. Okay, that's what we do, of course. Yes, Twitch.tv, Devis Moriarty, it's me, but with Twitch. Some of art, drawing, digital art, anime, manga, you know, cooking. That paste here, paste here. This, let's take it. Okay. Without the hashtag though. Chip and Dale. Anyone remember that one? Chip and Dale. Let's go. And hi, Muto, glad to be here. How are you? Hope how's going? Your mic is funky. Is it? Wait, let me quickly check. As always, I've already. Yeah, it is. Okay. It's because of this. Wait. I'm going to do that. Is it better? Is it better? Test. Drawing. Test. No, it's not. It doesn't sound better. No, it's not. It doesn't sound better. Maybe a little bit, but it's because of the thing. You know what I'm going to do? This. Is it going to turn off? Yeah. Now you are going. It should sound a bit better. Yeah, it's now sounding as supposed to. The noise filter was bad. Yes. Okay, so the noise thing that I'm having, the noise cancellation, was actually reacting to my AC. I've got my room cooled down, and I have a normal fan like still spreading the coldness from the room. So I do believe that we are going to be good despite like 2 lamps hitting my face. In the worst case scenario, I'm going to turn off the thing. So, folks, yeah, we are going to continue. And hey, Muto, how are you? How are you doing, sweetie? I'm doing fine, feeling okay. I'm waiting for the people. I see. What are those people? Are those like people you know? Are those like some random people that are just coming for some to your home for someone else? They changed. Oh, okay. that people. So the nurses. Alrighty. Yep. Yeah. So actually, kind of good news. My work conditions are going to get better, and I'm not going to be fired. So basically, as last time we were talking about that I might be losing my job. My boss today came in and said like, "Hey, listen. To be fair, let's not do that for now, and let's just get a bit of an understanding. You're a person that needs some slower environment. Looking for loadings is rather problematic and very dynamic and stressful. Let's maybe do it slightly different, right?" And so I've yeah. And yeah, and most the conditions are going to be better because I'm going to actually have a work from home. I'm going to be working remotely. I'm going to get a laptop. I'm just going to like contact with potential clients, do some cold calling, try to establish meetings and whatnot. So I'm going to be trying, just to get some stuff. So that's good. That is good. Mm, yeah, let's keep it like that. The mouth needs to be like this. And basically, yeah, that's actually good news for us. That's actually really huge news for us, considering that I'm going to go to the dentist and basically just that visit is going to cost me nearly half of my savings, and I didn't really and it's not even it's most of it, but not everything that was planned. So yeah, that's the thing. Mm, but definitely, I'm going to be able to like keep pushing, right? And keep on saving. That's not an issue. Also, you need to attend some doctors. Haven't really attended any, and things are slightly worse worsen over time. My back is killing me. I'm starting to like drop more items from my hands, so I definitely need to go see a doctor. Thinking to attend some neurologist because we had like an MRI of the whole body, so like literally entire body from heads to toes was imaged on MRI. I've got like all three images, one like right one next to another. So does that. So yeah. So yeah. Um, hmm. I'm going to keep on working on the game, but now I'm not going to have such a stressful environment to finish it. God knows how fast, right? as I've had previously. The logo is turning out good. I have to admit, the logo is turning out good. There's nothing bad going on. I'm really almost done with it. So that's that. And after, I think logo is going to take is taking so long because I'm not really like good. I'm not really like a person to make logos, right? Like, sure, I know how to do them, but I'm not proficient at it, right? My proficiency was like it's not like the skill I've put a lot of skill points in, right? I've put more skill points into character design and basically like this kind of stuff, right? So basically that's the thing. And also considering that I'm going to be, working from home, I think I'll be able to pull off things here and there, you know. So yeah. Mm, hmm? Okay, I don't want to put too much line art on hers because I don't want to um make too many like problematic lines basically. So I'm going to make some of the line art only only on the edge, while I'm going to keep like internal lines rather sketchy than anything else. Besides like those where you still have a lot of negative space around here, right? So that's the thing. But in those cases, if I would like put a black line here, you can see that it will already start to like dissolve that. Like it would start to like really get in the eye, right? Because it would be very visible. But here you can still see this kind of like a jump, right? And but it's like the line is kind of dissolving, right? So you can see that it's now like this. But if you zoom in, you start to see the bump and other things. So it's like it's rather more realistic view on that. That's really good. Mm, so that's that. Um, yeah. To be fair, I think we're going to finish line art rather quickly. That's why I want to also make the line art for both of them. Um, the there's one thing. There's going to be like a hole, right? Where Mio is going to like kind of keep it between her breasts, right? Um, like this, right? You can see. So they are like holding next to another, but it's like going to give this like context, right? We'll have to actually do something about this because we'll have to like kind of cut this portion of the pole and place it just so it would be like from here to here, it would be like over the girls, but also we have Mio in front of it, so we'll have to like figure out how the positioning is going to be, right? Because considering that Mio's head would be kind of like this, would also that's mean that the hers would be like this because it's like somewhere like between her breasts, right? That's the idea. So that's the thing. And yeah, so that's that. Also, this Friday I'm going to be receiving things. Okay. Okay. And yeah. So, I'm thinking about some games this Saturday. I haven't really played in a while. I really need to play something. But like we're in the position for this whole thing, right? For Mega Man Battle Network, that we're literally nearly finishing the game. And my thinking would be, well, there is one very peculiar thing. We don't need, well, if we want to like really, have it at ease, all we have to do is just going to be getting good chips at Wigsby's, and basically that's it. We don't have to buy any more power ups. We don't have to get any more HP ups. What we have is good. I think. Because if we are going to have really good, we are going to have really good like levels. If we are going to have really good amount of good chips like Gaia 3s and other things, we are, as a matter of fact, going to be more of a glass cannon, but most of the enemies are just going to like die on one hit from most of our things. Of course, we are going to have Anubis, we are going to have Gaias, we are going to have those like huge waves, right? So we are just going to make that build is kind of like going to give us. It's kind of going to give us like how's it called? Like wide range attacks, which is going to be like really supporting us to get rid of the enemies really quickly before they can even hit us. And most likely it's going to block most of the attacks from the enemies, because actually a lot of those attacks are actually like coming onto us in a way that we can still block them, right? Besides those like mortar those like mortar attacks or pillar attacks, like water tower or fire tower, wood tower. We would, for that we would have to break the cells, right? But then, for example, Gaia is not going to work. The wave is not going to work, so we'll have like, sure, we can protect ourselves from such attacks, but we would need in this way, but then we would need to watch out for other things. But that's not a problem. Mm. Of course, we are going to have like Navi chips, base, for example. It's also 200 attack damage chip, right? It's, yeah, that one's definitely a good chip for us, even to begin with, to be fair. I'm still shocked that they're just giving it like that for for free. Well, I've bought the game, right? But in the game, it's like it's building the game. You don't have to buy any DLCs or anything like that. So it's like, because it was like an event chip, right? It was an event on some kind of like expo or something like that in Japan, where if you, it's like one of those things like that thing from Pokemon's, right, where you were like plugging in you had those machines where you could plug in your Game Boy with the game on, and it was like giving you like a ticket or like something, and then you could like go somewhere. The same, so it was like The same thing for Fire Red, where you're getting ticket and you could, I think, get Jirachi, you could get Deoxys from that ticket thing, right? So those are those events. You can't really get those anymore. It's like now getting Deoxys on Jirachi, normal way, you'll never get it. If you have an actual ROM, not ROM, sorry, actual cartridge of a Game Boy, and you know that the cartridge wasn't hacked, and you have the ticket, or you have the possibility to, or you have the actual Jirachi and Deoxys there, you probably have like very, and I mean very expensive cartridge. So don't you ever wipe that save, by the way. That's like, yeah. That one's probably more expensive than a gold right now. Considering that you actually can't catch those anyway. Of course, like Game Sharks were a thing, right? You can, like, you could, there was this, like, a thing, right, that you could plug your, it was like some kind of like third-party device. You were plugging it into the slot for the cartridges on your Game Boy, and then you were plugging the cartridge inside of that thingy, and the game was turning on. But you could input something called a Game Shark. The Game Shark could give you all the things like infinite rare candies, like 100% chance to catch that specific Pokemon in every grass, shinies only. Like basically, it was like cheats for everything because it was like jumbling the actual code inside of the game. The problem is that you can see if the Game Shark was used, because most likely you're going to have in your PC a bad egg. Bad egg is an error that's actually destroying your game. If you have a bad egg, that means you're like, fuck. All of your Pokemons are going to slowly like start to corrupt, turn into bad eggs or whatever. You won't be able to really like resolve that. Sorry, I was raided. So yeah, basically like using Game Sharks was like corrupting your game. Yeah, that was the thing. To be fair. You can see that actually Mio's fluff is a bit different than Fubuki's fluff, so I'm going to try to still adjust to it. But yeah, that's the thing. Again, I was raided, sorry. So yeah. Basically we I totally forgot what I wanted to say now. Anyway. Yeah, we need to kind of like redo the fluff. There you go. I now remember. We need to redo the fluff. By the way, the music. The music. Like, I'm not playing the music. I figured out. So that's that. Kind of like this, maybe? I guess? Yeah, that makes much more sense, I guess. Something like that. So, Fubuki is going to have a slightly smaller one. Yeah, slightly smaller fluff here. Because, like, there's going to be a difference between the outfits, you know? That's the thing. Like, just having some differences between them is going to be probably, like, more, you know? Kinurashi, hi, thank you for the raid. Since this might be all of your first time that I'm going to see all here around, hope you all will find a comfy corner here. How are you all? Hi. So yeah, we're just slowly, you know, working through things. Yeah, that's more like it. The fluff on her, she's not going to be really, you know, just us really, you know, showed off, I guess, so that'll be cool. The notification disappeared about the raid. I don't know. YouTube might be having a stroke, maybe. So yeah. Just chilling. So yeah, that's the thing. I have to say I'm really happy to finally see that I'm, you know, drawing instead of like having like the struggles I've had in the past couple days. Like, I have no idea really what is going on. I did have like headaches for a really long while, to be fair, so that was also affecting me. Probably some problems with sleep and stress from work. You know, it's all like connecting quite rapidly on ya. Okay. There we go. We were just studying Japanese. Hey, let's go. Hinorashi. That's so cool. Konnichiwa, watashi tachi wa choudo Nihongo wo benkyou ita tokoro desu. Let's go. I really like those, to be fair, because I can also learn a thing or two. Oh yeah. Hope you've had fun today then. To be fair, I feel like kind of circling back to Mega Man, I feel like Mega Man is like, it was good that Mega Man was cut in the place it was cut, I think, because it was like, you know, the game was getting released for many like generations, for many like and many things alike, so they were like releasing the game in many different variants. We've had Rockman, we had Rockman and Forte, right? Then we had like Mega Man Battle Network series, we had Mega Man X, we had Mega Man Zero, we had Mega Man ZX, we had what else we had? We had Mega Man Star Force. I reckon Star Force was the most recent one, especially for Mega Man Battle Network. So that's the one. What else? Yeah. Yeah, it was huh. Yeah, there was already a lot, and all of them had several things, right? Because you have a Mega Man series, which is classic Mega Man series. That's probably the longest one that was ongoing, and it has, I reckon, 11 parts. So we have Mega Man 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and so on up until like number 11. We've had Mega Man X, which had 7 or 8 parts. We had Mega Man Battle Network, which had 1, 2, 3 as a first trilogy, and second trilogy was 4, 5, 6, which had 2 games for each game. So we had like 6 in total released. Very major, very minor like changes, right? You're kind of like, oh, here, like in like Pokemon's, right? Like, oh, here's Team Magma, and here's Team like, you know, Team C's, whatever. Aqua, there you go. Magma and Aqua, Team Aqua. So like, you know, there was this whole thing going on. Then we had Mega Man Zero, which had 4 parts, and then we had Mega Man ZX. Then we had, and I think after Mega Man ZX or before Mega Man ZX, the Star Force was released because they were trying to reactivate Mega Man Battle Network, but Star Force never really worked out. I feel they could make it good, only if they would make it just so you would create a character and create your own Navi. That would be the idea that would reactivate Mega Man Battle Network. If they really want to go for that. That's something the series lacks. Who wouldn't want to play with your own Navi. That would be crazy. Also, I'm really shocked that there's so many things that I haven't really finished when it comes to the first part of the game. I thought I finished it fully. Also, One Piece is still waiting to be finished. Six updates. I mean, 6 episodes, right? Left, so that's good. And then we're going to watch probably Blade and Soul from my series that I'm watching. That's definitely. Well, 36 minutes already, and we are not even done with the head. But actually, the head is more detailed than the body. I think with the body we'll have much less problems, I believe. But yeah. Also Pokemons, right? A couple things that kind of hurt me looking at the series. It's just not the same as the previous ones. Like, if you read the story and the dialogues on Pokemon, you can actually notice that some stuff are pretty messed up. Like, you could, if you would, for example, like, read the descriptions of some Pokemons, like Abra, a Pokemon, psychic Pokemon. It is said that a sleeping kid was actually changed in that Pokemon. So, like, you literally capture someone who turned into a Pokemon. Like, seriously. That's like the thing. I'm still kind of trying to, like, you know, make sure that all the, like, internal parts, like this, for example, is not going to have, like, the line art. Actually, I think those lines shouldn't have line art either. Like, we should keep it like this. Yeah. And maybe like this. Okay, that actually looks much better. I really like it. Okay, Picasso. I like it. So it's what is it today? It's Wednesday, right? It's Wednesday today. That's, yeah, that's about right. Is it Wednesday today? Yeah, it is. It is. Okay. So yeah. Yeah, okay, that's good. I'm wondering about like giving, because like of course here's the clip that Mio has. I'm wondering if there should be like another clip actually. Oh, that's a delay. What should I do with this one? Yeah, I think I know. Yeah, like this. Yeah. Looks about right. Yeah, so basically we only have like the outside of everything like connected. Okay. Perfect. That's what I like to see. Let's now have a nice line going here. And of course, like slow and steady, right? So and steady wins the race. I've noticed that recently we are so close to making those 7 streams in a week. There's like something popping up, right? Okay, maybe let's actually make it only to this level. Yeah, like that. Okay, that makes sense. Okay. We're going to have some, you know, some coloring challenges on this one too. Because actually, even though it's not like that on the original reference that I have, I want their suits to be latex. And latex is really messed up to color. Yeah, that's exactly what I expected. The body is just, you know, has much less details that would need the additional lines, maybe besides the tail, but, you know, whatever. So basically that's that. Okay. Just ever so slightly, you know, working out everything. We are going to make the fingers now. Like this. There's some lines that we'll need to definitely, you know, get rid of. Okay, let's keep it like that for now. But we'll have to definitely establish some kind of edge line. Here and there. It starts like here, right? So it's going to be like that. There's like the indent, we have this and this, because another indent, and we'll continue here. And there's going to be, you know, that like roll that's usually at the end edges of the suits, like that. Need to remember about the tie squish a little bit. What do we have here? Okay. Hi Skylar, good to have you here. How are you? Hoping how's it going? How have you been? Feeling alright? Feeling good? Did you draw anything recently? Or maybe saw some cool movies? That line could be avoided from the line art, so yeah, like this, much better. Well, I need to like watch out for what lines am I making, because it's really going to like hurt the line art. I've noticed that I'm making way too many lines for the line art. That's something I really need to like work on, because I know that too many lines is going to make actually things more difficult. Let's remember that there's something like a soft edge, hard edge, soft edge, and lost edge, right? Depending on how far away something is and how small this thing is. So, for example, if we're going to have like a metal ball, or like, let's say, wooden ball, I'm going to place it like really close to the camera, and then it's going to be like all nice and sharp, right? We're going to take it away, the details are going to start to slowly, you know, run away, and the edges are going to be softer, and if I'm going to take it fully away, it's just going to like get lost. Hi Ren, good to have you here. How are you? How's it going? Have you been? I'm good, I'm good. Feeling alright? You haven't really talked yesterday on the stream. I saw you only said hi and disappeared. Hope everything was good. I got kind of worried. Right there, you know? You know, maybe YouTube was messing things up. What's going on here? Oh, whatever. I got tagged by something. Yeah, I had to go to watch the match. Friends were all waiting. Oh yeah, let's go. How was it? Did your team win? I'm not really that much into those. For those, it might be like actually impossible to really like dodge making this unless that line, but you know. Let's hang out. I'm not into football, just know some basics. I see. The last football match I saw was Poland in 2012 World Cup. Like literally, that's my last ever connection with any kind of sport. Besides some accidents from wrestling recently that I've watched as some kind of like, you know, iceberg style video. If we count that kind of thing as watching sport. I was a huge wrestling fan though. I might not look like one, or I may. Who knows? But yeah, I was a huge wrestling fan. Okay, we've got both of them already. That's cool. Let's get the refs. You have done wrestling? No, I didn't. Although when I was younger, teacher was like kind of trying to get me into that because I was like, you know, huge, wide, right? Like either wrestling or like, you know, some other like similar sports, but you know, I've had that doctor's note that was like excluding me from any kind of PE classes, so yeah, they couldn't really get me to anything because I remember it specifically. It was the headmaster that came up to me and was like, yeah, you know, this teacher is like asking if you'd want to join like their like this specific, you know, if you want to represent us in this specific thing. Hi Analaris, good to have you here. How are you? Hope it has been. Since this is the first time here, so hope you find a comfy corner here. How are you? And we've also got a bot, so a bot goes out. Bingo! We can actually get that to the bingo list. Let's go. That moment when you are literally already starting to make bingo cards just because of like the absurd amounts of bots on Twitch. Let's see how many we can have in a row. So, Aris, however you'd like me to call you. How are you? I've been good, thank you. My guess is 3 bots. Let's go. I'm putting down that's going to be probably 1. Or actually, maybe 2. If we'll sit a little bit longer than 2 hours. I've noticed that they have like very specific span, if that makes sense. So yeah, basically, what we're working out with right now is the flats. So that's that. So again, I feel like it usually happens when there's no messages for a while. Nah, it's like 1 hour after you turn on the stream, around give or take 5 minutes. and then like some slightly over an hour after second hour. It's not necessarily when, you know, it's not necessarily corresponding to the amount of messages in the chat. So yeah. To be fair, I'm really shocked that we are zooming through this one today. It's 1 hour and we're already making the flops. I thought the liner is going to take me a bit longer. And I'm not giving those any liners because that's going to be called soft edge that I've mentioned. So we are going to keep that like this. Don't worry. I know that it doesn't have a liner. Holy cow, Mio is yellow. Like yellow. She has golden, she has like a golden color. Because it's like between orange and yellow. So yeah, we're chilling. To be fair, I feel like a lot of stress just got out of me because I've heard that I'm going to keep my job and I'm going to work remotely in the same job. So that's why I'm like, you know, super like, you know, more energetic today. Huh. It was like at work, it was like very, how to say this? At work, it was like very, yeah, problematic. So for now, I'm just making a skin. That was going to be really problematic. The fishnets are very difficult to really color, to be fair. That's why also I didn't really made any, I didn't give any line art for the fishnet itself. The past me, the younger me would do that, but not on this one. So yeah, the goal is just making the flats, not starting shades, so after finishing the flats, then I guess that'll be it. We'll have a short talk. Again, it's good to split your work into phases. Like, you know, oh, today I'm going to do this, today I'm going to do that. I'm doing that, I'm doing this, you know? And it's like, you know, it's really helping you to stay organized when it comes to your work. You know what I mean? So you're like, you know, drawing through many, like, you know, stuff basically. And you can just, in general, focus on, like, you know, just general concept. And when to take breaks properly. Because, like, you know, oh, today I have to make 5 sketches, so I'm like, taking to the account what do I have to do before those sketches, right? So like, oh, I need to find references, I need to prepare canvas, I need to make construction, and then finish up the sketches. And it's like an entire process before even finishing the sketches themselves, right? And then like add just to that whole thing the colors. So that's why sometimes it takes a tad bit longer to really work off a couple things. Yeah. Blue gloves. Yeah. Like we're trying to draw them also in their like original outfit color scheme. So Fubuki is going to be like white, blue, black in places, you know. I'm using this because it's slightly faster than using any kind of brush or anything like that for the coloring itself, so you can already see that it's, you know, going to give off a little bit more possibilities because it's already like tinting the color when we have only visible like half opacity. I want this stripe to be black, so I'm going to, and ears to be white, so I'm going to make the fluff blue. So it's also not going to like mix up with the actual hair as much. Okay. Anything else that should be blue? No, I don't think so. Frills. No, let's make frills black. So only those two things are going to be blue for now. Of course, for now, we're making the whole thing black. On top of that, I'm going to make the, you know, proper see-through because it's, of course, pantyhose, so it's at least only at the half, right? There's going to be this, like, solid black stripe here, so that's it. And we did that. I usually use bucket then lasso to fill it up. I have this like lasso filling tool, so I can make this like lasso thing to fill everything up. You know what's going to be more problematic? White latex. How the hell am I supposed to make white latex? I have to actually, like, straight up, I have to actually look it up. Like, I kind of know how to make latex, but not the white latex. Okay. Let's have that. I guess that one little thing can be also blue. Okay. I got my own white for the eyes. And I think because, yeah, it's... I don't think it should be... I'm going to use this off-white. I think using like pure white is on top of it is going to be like very visible. Yes, so that is going to be the color of our white latex. So I don't think we need to like, we won't even need to look things up. That's good. Okay. Hell yeah. Thanks for the hearts in the chat on YouTube. Thank you. So yeah, we're almost done with Fubuki actually. That's nice. Although, my worries are now switching to the fact that we might not fit within 2 hours to finish coloring, you know, to make the flats. I'm back. Welcome back, Muto. Hi, hi. The guy didn't know what he was doing. Damn. Did he hurt you? There's a guy. Damn. I hate it. I'm mad. Did he hurt you when he was like fumbling? No, okay. At least that. But he was still a guy. Yeah. I'll tell you more about it later, okay? So. What are we feeling? To be fair, we really need to like figure out how to resolve a couple things. You might get mad even more. Oh, I will. Dancing Dino. Let's go. E. I like the song. Me too. It's pretty cool. This song. So. I want to at least like finish Fubuki on the stream. I know it's not going to be an easy task. But yeah. Okay. Alrighty, that's that, I think. There's a bump, there's a bump. Alright, that should be enough. And Fubuki's tail, which is also mostly blue and sorry, not blue, white, and at the end it's going to be black. I have to admit, there are a couple games from One Piece, for example, that I would want to watch. Sorry, not watch, play. But like, I don't think you get the game that would work for that. Like, I want a game that would be just One Piece story from start to finish. And to be fair, I might want to make one. You know, a fun project. as far as I know, Oda likes fun works like that. Of course, it's not going to be solo or anything like that. It's not going to be under any licensing, and after all, it's going to be a fun game. I really want to make it kind of like, you know what? I really want to make it like Dragon Ball Legacy of Goku. That game was also pretty cool as for Dragon Ball, and I think it would work really well for other anime games. Like, you travel from location to location, you can have to kind of find what you have to do, you can read through the story, then you have fights, you can use your spells. You know, that would work pretty good. Of course, for Dragon Ball, I feel like it could be cool to have like Dragon Ball Legacy of Goku that would actually show the story from like very first Dragon Ball to very last one. Thank you for the hearts. Love you too, Moto. Okay. Let me get the black. We're going to go all through the lines here and there. Like that. That's why line art takes, that's why coloring takes a little bit longer, because like just to pull off all of that, it's just, you know, kind of problematic. But yeah. And back to this idea with anime games, I do feel like all of the anime would actually work well with that, at least most of the shonen ones. Like Dragon Ball Legacy of Goku was like probably the pioneer idea for any kind of anime game, and I do think that it's a way better idea than any other anime game that was released, to be fair. Like, even like Dragon Ball Sparking Zero wasn't that good, or any other Dragon Ball wasn't that good. Xenoverse is not that good. Like, you don't really... Kakarot was probably at similar stage, but it was just because, like, yeah, it gives off the same feeling, but it feels like, still felt like it didn't have much of like very similar like idea, very similar, you know, want to it. Although Dragon Ball, the Dragon Ball Legacy of Goku 1 was a bit meh, because it wasn't really sticking up to any kind of story. I think it was because they wanted to make longer game, but they were covering only Frieza saga, and they didn't have much to fill out, because they didn't really do the Dragon Ball up to Frieza saga. They've just made, like, you know, from the moment when Goku is showing off, like, showing off Gohan to everyone else. And that was like the general concept of it. So basically, like, with the general... So, like, I do feel like Dragon Ball Legacy of Goku could be done better. Especially if you would, like, fit every single saga into it. So, like, you wouldn't have to worry about stuff. So, you go... So, like, you're starting off as Goku, you meet Bulma, you know, so, like, you're going through the entire story of it. With, like, a cutscene, that would be really cool, too. But I feel like Bandai would kill me for doing this. And Toy Animation, too. But it would be fun game, too. I don't know. I don't think they like those. One Piece I understand, they understand the fun games. Naruto I don't know. But again, even Naruto would work in this system. Bleach? Oh, it would work so well in this system too. Like, of course, it wouldn't really... The transportation would be more difficult. What they were using to quickly transport from point A to point B, they were running. But again, then, like, you don't have much locations in the thing, right? You don't really have much locations. You can see, like, some stuff. So, like, for example, like, Ichigo's route from his home to school has that, like, very specific, like, you know, element with the... How's it called? With, like, a fence and pole where there was this, like, ghost of a girl that she goes visiting constantly. So, like, you already have location from point A to point B. There was, like, a branch off, which Ichigo was also using. There were many things. Like, if you would actually, like, watch Bleach and look through, like, the locations that they were coming through and how they were going there, I believe you could, like, replicate the entire city, and it would literally, like, a nicely fit area, kind of like what they've done with Satan City in Dragon Ball Legacy of Goku Boost Fury, the third game for the series. Yeah. That's the thing. I have to admit it's not as bad. It's not as bad. You hear me? Because, like, if you take those games and make them, then what would be the reason for the companies not to make games like that? And you know what's the very problematic? If you are making a game like this, and you're going to, like, post it on the internet and people will like it, it's going to go viral. They are going to shoot you at the spot. Like, you're just going to sit at your desk and they are going to shoot you, like, execute you in the back of your head. Like, that's the one. So definitely that's the problem. But I do want to do it, definitely. Because, like, for Dragon Ball you had flying, right? So, and you had those, like, circles that you could access the flight. For One Piece you would have Going Merry. And you would, like, you know, swim between islands. Or generally a boat, right? Because, like, there's Going Merry, then Thousand Sunny, and then you've had also they're, like, just swimming here and there, right? On some random boats. For Bleach you would have just for Bleach you would need like possibility to shift between spaces, so like between realm of the living, then Shinigami realm, and the Hollow, right? Because you have those 3 realms that are there. But that makes sense. That makes definitely sense to keep it, you hear me? Because like if you would actually like just they were also using the gates in very specific like moments, right? Because it's not like they were just spawning the gates in random areas. But well, I guess they do. But maybe we could, like, for the sake of the game, you would like, you know, we would place like similar circles like Legacy of Goku has, because again, like Legacy of Goku, like in Dragon Ball, they could fly at any given moment, but only Legacy of Goku was like limiting you into where you can fly, right? So yeah, that's the thing. Definitely, because if you take that, yeah, that makes sense, because if you take that, it would like allow you for many other possibilities, kind of. So for One Piece, of course, you would use the boat to move between islands only when you have like water, right? So that would be the space. For Dragon Ball, it was like center of the map. In Bleach, it would probably be in like very like crucial parts where to fly, right? And like kind of like for Pokemons, when you were using fly, you were getting teleported to the Poke Center. So you could literally, when you're in the middle of the route, you could use fly and fly to the nearest Poke Center, use that Poke Center, and then like, you know, do this. That makes sense now. And for Naruto, actually, it also would work, because then you would like... Actually, no, it doesn't. Naruto didn't have any... Naruto wasn't using any fast travels, definitely. Hugs. Okay, folks, actually I see like that I'm blabbering for a while now, so sorry for that. I was like fascinated about that project. But alrighty folks, as always, stay creative and I hope to see you all in the next one. Take care and